look so different. You're still our professor in there, right? Did anything else change besides your hair and eyes? Are your arms bigger? How do your abs look? That's disappointing. What's even the point?
So hungry. Oh, is that you, Professor? Sorry, I'm really not feeling well this month. Even leaving my room for dinner is just too much. It's got nothing to do with your, changes. So, don't open the door, please.
Yes? So, this month's mission is to take part in a ritual at the Holy Tomb, where you will receive a revelation from the goddess herself. What if she really appears? What if I finally get to gaze upon her radiance? I've always imagined the goddess, how beautiful she must be.
I can't even imagine what it must be like inside the Holy Tomb. Well, it's probably a grave, that much is for sure, and it's likely underground. Beyond that, who knows? I can't help but wonder, though, just what kind of ritual is this?
Professor, in Brigid, we have legends. Stories containing people who have a spirit living inside of them. Those spirit people have much strength. They are maybe able to fly in the air or race across the ocean. Hair that shines and eyes that glow. They have qualities that are not unlike what you are looking like, Professor. Are you knowing that for certain? Maybe you will have wings grow and soar through the sky.
Oh.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Although, I suppose, you are something to report. For a moment, I thought you were someone suspicious. Lucky for you, I am quite perceptive. It took only that single moment for me to recognize you. The professor went out and got some new power.
Professor, you've been granted this power by the goddess herself. Truly, you must be a very special individual. Maybe Saros transformed before receiving her revelation too.
I haven't heard anything about that before. Maybe that part never found its way into the legend?
It is told that Saros had a revelation, instructing her to use her power for good, and to lead the people of Fodlan to salvation. I wonder what sort of revelation you might have, Professor. People who live an inordinately long time, people whose hair changes color, and those odd heroes' relics. Is Fodlan some mystical land full of inhuman creatures? You should see for yourself. I'd recommend exploring west of the Empire.
Let me consider. Sometimes, I find myself thinking I should leave Garrigmach and return to my home, where I should have been all along. Ignore me. I'm sorry. It's a silly thing. An old man's ramblings and nothing more. I hear that Lady Rhea will accompany you for this month's task. She's the pillar that supports the hearts of Fodlan's people. Her safety is paramount. I hope there are no complications.
What? When you changed, even the other professors were taken completely by surprise. There's a ritual at the Holy Tomb this month, isn't there? I wonder what'll happen with that. I'm sure you'll be all right, but don't lose sight of who you really are, okay? However you may change, and whatever new power goes along with those changes, you'll still be the same person deep down. Remember that.
In our battle last month, we really cut the enemy down to size. But there are other enemies we have yet to hunt down, not least the Flame Emperor. Once we've crushed them all, we can return to our peaceful lives at the monastery. It will happen soon. I have a feeling something big is coming.
Whoa. When I first saw you, Professor, with that hair color and that eye color, I thought you looked kind of like Lady Rhea. Like maybe you could be related. I like the way it looks. I wonder if I could change my hair color too. Maybe if I tried hard enough. If I thought real hard about it, I mean. All I need to do is get trapped up in a strange place and then escape, right? Just like you did.
Impressive. Kranya, Solon. They're dead, but we still have a glut of enemies. We still have to take down the Death Knight and the Flame Emperor. Our next battle is fast approaching. I'm ready for it.
Professor, please. If he hears it from you that he needs to rest, perhaps His Highness will listen.
He's exaggerating. He thinks my color is off and that rest will cure all. I have a headache, but that's just from lack of sleep. It's not going to stop me from completing this month's mission.
The Professor agrees. Please rest, at least until the task is at hand.
I won't. Even if I tried, it's not like I would get any decent sleep. It would only be a waste of time.
Ah! Professor, sorry. You gave me a shock. Your hair and eye color are completely different. You just don't look like yourself anymore. Of course, you're right. I'm just being silly as usual.
I say, Teach, is it okay for you to be out on your own right now? Just please be careful not to topple over again. You scared us nearly to death. Anyway, doesn't Rhea want something from you? Sounds important. I'm glad I'll be there to witness the ritual at the Holy Tomb. I want to see whether or not something happens with my own eyes.
To be honest, I cannot keep up with all that's been happening recently. Monica was actually Kranya. Tomas was actually Solon. Who were these people? What about you, Professor? You were a true ally, yes? Not the most convincing answer you could have given. Still, I simply must take you at your word.
Well, hey. The Holy Tomb, huh? I've worked here for years, and this is the first I've heard of it. I mean, it does make some sense. Sort of. Something about it is still weird. I understand now why they'd build the monastery in the mountainous center of Fodlan. Although, when the monastery was built, the Kingdom and Alliance weren't even around yet. But look how cleverly it was placed, right in the middle of the Empire, Kingdom, and Alliance. That's weird, right? The whole... I mean, I when the... But look...
Huh? Recently, Professor, I feel as though you've been a bit distant. It's like you're sort of floating above the clouds, separate from other people. And like you've got no interest at all in ever coming back down. How can I help? Hey, don't worry. I thought maybe I'd ask and see what you'd say.
Professor, are you positive? Really? Your appearance is due to the influence of the Crest of Flames? Intriguing. Unfortunately, I have found no record of Nemesis's hair and eye color ever changing. However, if that transformation was brought on in part by the power of the crest, that would be most, well, I suppose interesting is too small a word. Still, it would be an absolutely exceptional discovery. To know for certain, we must investigate further. So, close off. What? A full physical is in order, yes? We need to know if this transformation affected you adversely. Don't worry, it won't hurt a bit. Oh, yes, I should call Manuela. My apologies.
Captain. Oh, Professor, how long have you been standing there? I didn't see you. I was just sorting through Captain Gerald's belongings. I haven't made much progress. I keep finding things that bring back memories. Clearing out this room of his belongings again, it's It's not easy.
Professor, I am so happy! Your new hair and eye color suit you well. We make quite the pair. But recently, I sense that things are a bit strained between Lady Rhea and my brother. She wants to do something at the Holy Tomb. I do not know what, but... Whenever it has concluded, I hope they will return to their friendship, as it has always been.
Ah, it is you. I am sorry, but I have a lot on my mind. I would prefer to be alone right now.
Excuse me. You haven't a thing to worry about. You have been gifted the power of the goddess. Furthermore, you have overcome the death of your father, Geralt, and you have destroyed countless of our wicked foes. I am proud, so very proud of who you have become. Once we finish the ritual at the Holy Mausoleum, all will be well. Such
Oh, Professor! Ah, I'm sorry. That was rude. I didn't recognize you for a second. I guess you're right. If I look hard, I can still tell it's you.
Hello.
How are you, Professor? Did Hanneman make his "I will do no harm" speech or promise this won't hurt a bit when he asked to study you? Both? I've a bit of research I'd like to perform. Nothing so crass as Hanneman's poking, prodding, and drawing of blood. No, I wish to investigate crest power itself. Crest power must have some kind of limit, right? Lady Rhea says any limits must be the protection of the goddess, but that doesn't quite answer it for me.
Long ago, Saint Seros was gifted with a divine revelation from the goddess, as well as incredible power. Is that what happened to you too, Professor?
No way! The professor transformed before receiving any kind of divine revelation, right? Still, I wonder, does the fact that you've changed really mean you've been granted some kind of power?
If that's the case, then what sort of revelation can be gained from the ritual?
I'm guessing the revelation will just be a gentle reminder to use this new power to save the people of Fodlan. What else is there to say? You don't actually believe we're going to hear the voice of the goddess, do you? Your hair! And your eyes! What happened to you? You didn't lose something as a consequence of gaining these powers, did you? I see. Well, that makes me feel better. But still, be careful.
Edelgard and Hubert have been busier than usual. Constantly coming and going, in and out of Garreg Mach. Perhaps they are doing something in the Empire. As the legitimate heir of the Eyre family, I have not heard anything about it. But if it were significant, I am sure my father would have told me.
You're so strong now. I'm starting to understand why you were appointed professor. I did not expect much from the dining hall, but this does not disappoint.
I'm sorry. I know I'm boring company. being delayed.
Yummy! Ooh! What? When you there's a I'm sure however you may No. No, thanks. No.
I'm big. I've. You.
Nope.
A question. As good a reason as any. Come, we have work to do.
I appreciate your help.
Mission complete.
Yeah, I've got this down.
It's fun when you know what you're.
Aha! I'm getting it!
All right, time to sneak off and do some painting. Professor! Such lovely weather today, huh? I was, just about to go for a walk. What, this? No, it's, I'm sorry, Professor. I'll admit it. I was going to do some painting. You remember the place where we talked before? I've been painting the scenery there. I'm still keeping up with my academics and training, of course. I just paint in my spare time, as a change of pace. Oh, you're not? Ah, well, yes, I suppose you're not. I may have gotten ahead of myself. I'm sorry for panicking there. Honestly, I'm just worried that my father will find out that I've been painting. Of course. Why would you go out of your way to tell him that? Completely illogical of me. But it seems I've developed a bit of a complex about it. My father's not a fan of my artistic pastime, you see. We're a merchant family, and my older brother is set to inherit the business. As for me, my father decided I should be a knight. That's why I'm at the academy. Painting won't help me become a knight. It's a waste of time. Well, yes. I feel like I'm betraying my parents. I hear the business has been slow for them over the past few years. If I become a knight for an influential noble house, I could use my connections to help support them. My father was determined to send me here. He must have been, considering the enormous amount of money he spent. I don't think I'm well suited to being a knight. My parents sent me to the academy for their sake, not my own. When I think about how hard my family is working just to stay in business, how can I sit idly by? All of which is just to say that painting will have to remain my little hobby. Nothing more. Not that I could make a career out of it even if I wanted to. That's just a fantasy.
Ha! Huh. Not bad.
You're quite skilled.
Shamir, what a rare treat for you to start a conversation for a change.
Is it?
It's not possible you came to ask for my help with something. Could it be you want to become closer friends?
Don't flatter yourself.
That's cruel. You could have at least hesitated a beat before answering.
Last we spoke, you were questioning whether or not you belong here.
You remember that, do you? Well, yes, I do think this is where I belong. For now. I have things that I want to achieve, and I can only do that by staying right where I am. That said, once I've done what I'm here to do, it's hard to say whether I'll stay or leave. I might end up searching for another place to belong.
That is true for most people. Life would be tedious if we knew what lies ahead. Whether or not you belong in a place can change at any time. As soon as you settle in somewhere new, you begin to question your decision.
That's true. I guess trying things out and searching for our own path is what life is about. And both of our paths have led us here. This is where we belong right now. Even if it's just a temporary coincidence, we should cherish it while it lasts.
What are you going on about now?
I'm just saying we should make the most of this time we have together, since we don't know how long it'll last. Once it's gone, it might never come back. Right?
Is this your sad attempt at flirting? I will admit, you're an interesting one.
Flame, I'm so sorry. Are you hurt?
No need for concern. I'm quite all right.
Are you sure you're all right? Were you injured?
No, nothing of the sort. I just got a bit dizzy, standing up so quickly.
We should go to the infirmary. Come on, I can take you there.
Come now. I appreciate the concern, but I am quite all right. Look, I am perfectly fine now. See? Ignatz. Are you... there?
Yes. I'm sorry. Did you say something?
Mm-hmm. I understand now.
Understand what?
Though I know little regarding affairs of the heart, even I can clearly see one's intent when they stare so much. I am sorry, but at the moment I am not looking for... well...
Oh, no. You misunderstood. I just...
You just... Just what? What is it?
I'm just... fascinated. By you.
Fascinated? By me?
Yes. Your gaze, full of divine dignity. Your silhouette, as elegant as a statue. If Saint Setheline herself were reborn, you would look no less wondrous than she.
I see.
Oh, I'm sorry. So sorry. I don't know what came over me, saying something like that.
No, not at all. Tell me, what are your thoughts on Saint Setheline exactly?
Well, from the few accounts I've heard, she was a beauty, and her kindness was inexhaustible.
Very good. As a reward, I shall not report your behavior to my brother. This time.
Yes, I'd be most grateful if you didn't. I can hardly imagine what Seth would do if he found out.
Well then, farewell. Perhaps we will have another chance to chat later.
She seemed awfully pleased, didn't she?
Hey everyone, hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. Or not, since this is just a video for fun. But if you want to be up to date with my content, definitely hit the subscribe button and check the bell so you'll be notified of the next release. Also, check out my Twitter in the description. That's where I'll be posting any updates on the channel. And yeah, that's all for now. See you all in the next video. Bye.
Be gone.